allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Anita, would you call roll, please?
Councilmember White.
Here.
Councilmember Cook.
Here.
Councilmember Fairley.
Present.
Councilmember Osborne. Here. Councilmember Thomas.
Here.
I have no presentation.
Make a motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the agenda. Is there any question? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. Approved.
I make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
A second. I have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda. Is there any questions? Everybody get to look at the checks I have to sign. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. Reports. Mr. White.
Yes, I attended the city school forum meeting on Wednesday, November the 20th at Auburn High School. And basically they had cities and school updates and an update on the Safe Auburn community conversations and basic topics from each attendee. And that was about it. They didn't agree on anything except the next meeting is in February.
Thank you for attending, Mr. White. Appreciate it. Mr. Cook.
I see that we're, the Algona Boulevard 25-mile-an-hour signs now looks good. Appreciate the signs and the flags, and I like it. So, thank you. Got a chance to drive on West Alley. You guys said that it was open last week, and that looks good too. That's moving well, so appreciate that. That's what I have. Right?
Thank you, Mr. Fairley.
My only thing is just like to thank Public Works for what they've done through the storm, and everything seems to be moving good. No big puddles in the streets and water's flowing.
Thank you, Mr. Fairley. Ms. Osborne.
I have nothing tonight.
Thank you, ma'am. Mr. Thomas.
I have no report.
Thank you, Mr. Thomas. Dean, Public Works.
Sure. We've spent the last week or so cleaning up storm debris and hauling it off. We got lucky today, and the transfer stations opened up free dumping. So we had probably 6 full dump trucks full of debris that we were able to haul off. And we continue to work around town clearing storm drains, and that's where we're at right now.
Thank you, sir. Chief Treasurer.
So I'm going to be brief. I didn't prepare a written report. Just 3 things. Focus for me as a member of management for the city. We're going to be transitioning away from Auburn's IT services to a private company that will be coming to you very shortly as an advisory. We're also the PD. We're going to make a clean break from Auburn. So they offered to do the PD services for 1 more year. I said, no, let's just do a clean break. So we're transitioning away to our own records management system at the PD. That's also moving forward. I got them to defer the payments of that. And so that was really nice of the records management company. And then lastly, Blue Christmas. As of 4:30 today, or 4 o'clock, we have 6 confirmed families, possibly a 7th. And so if you haven't donated already, I would ask see Ms. Kari. It can be toys, it can be food, it doesn't have to be money. Those of you that donated, I know a few of you have, thank you very much. All the officers that are wearing beards have all chipped in as well. We kind of find ourselves, chief included, for the month of November, and all the money goes to Blue Christmas. I also want to give a shout out. My guys said, Chief, at Council, please mention Public Works. That tree went down. Dean and his crew quickly responded. Mayor was out there directing traffic. It was just a big team effort, right? And so my guys wanted to give a shout out to Public Works as well. So other than that, I'll stand for any questions.
City Administrator Rice.
All right, so just to give you an update on some more of the community center related items. Right now with the senior lunch program, we're serving 19 meals. There is a request to add 2 more in January, so potentially 21 seniors coming up soon. Between the month of October and November, we've had 15 rentals to include a church every weekend, with another 10 scheduled for the remainder of the year. So we've been really successful with renting out the community center. Community van, in October we had 36 trips to include food deliveries and had 35 trips so far in November. And we have a couple scheduled for this week and next week. We're second out of 10 jurisdictions in trips and boarding. So only behind UW-Bothell, who's got a 44,000 population and of course the college. So very successful program going on right now. And just a reminder, that's same Pacific residents. So other than that, that's all I really have. That's it.
Thank you, Jessica. I just want to thank the police department and Public Works. I arrived on the scene right after the tree came down, and that's why I was a little rushed in traffic. And Jamie showed up on one side, I got the other until the rest of the guys arrived. Dean and those guys were there, what, 45 minutes?
Yes.
That was the whole crew, and I think that was a huge tree. I don't know if anybody saw that. But you guys had what the street part of it done in about,
We started and we were done in 3.5 hours, clearing the street.
it was great to see because everybody gelled together, police and Public Works, and we all worked as a team. And
PD was helping us move branches. It was pretty remarkable.
yeah, their smiles on their faces and go for it. So it was exciting to see. Yeah, you still have some work to do yet. We have a street sweeper that's been around town today. I think you're gonna have him come out tomorrow and do the
Wednesday.
Wednesday,
Yes.
and do the industrial area. You got all the south end today.
He'll be doing Algona Boulevard, Main Street, Boundary, and the industrial area.
Yeah, the industrial area was a mess. You and I went through that the next day, and there was big branches and everything. They've got all that cleaned up, sweeping it up now. I want to answer a letter from Anton and Deb Wooten, who mailed me several times, but I tried to call and talk to them and never got a response back. So, in my response, I want to reply to Anton and Deb Wooten's letter that I received on November 15th. I've tried calling them several times, but have not received a response. First question in their letter is about when we will see roundabouts on Algona Boulevard. And that has to do with when I was running for office. We talked about roundabouts and put them in. We submitted a request to the city engineers who suggested installing 2 small roundabouts, one to manage the traffic at Mean and Algona Boulevard, and the other for traffic from Broadway on Algona Boulevard. This project is estimated to cost over $1 million and is still under consideration depending on where we get the funding from. So it's not gone away. It's just sometimes things take a while to get going. There's some concerns in here about people driving fast on Algona Boulevard, and I said regarding speeding concerns, the city council has reduced the speed limit on the main roads to 25 miles an hour and all other roads at 20 miles per hour. Additionally, we received a grant for $545,058 to construct a pedestrian and bike path on the west side of Algona Boulevard. And it's going to run from the 5th south all the way up to Boundary. And so there won't be any parking on the west side of Algona Boulevard. When they put it in, we've got the plans in. Bidding, I think, is going to go this spring, and it should start in the spring or early summer to get that done. So So that'll give us another safe place for somebody to walk on Algona Boulevard. We looked at putting sidewalks down Celery. Matter of fact, we put in for a grant, and the grant was not accepted because we tried to do a safe schools grant, safe walk to school. And it was $2 million to put sidewalks up and down Celery. Other than that, I think we're really working hard to make the city safe and get it safe. It just takes a little bit of time. Is there any questions that you guys have for me? All right, we'll move on. Audience participation. City Council encourages public participation during meetings of the City Council and welcomes your comments. This time is set aside for you to speak to the City Council on any issue. The Council ordinarily takes non-agenda matters under advisement before taking action. You are also invited to comment on action items as they are considered during the meeting. Individual speakers will be limited to 3 minutes each in addressing the City Council. When addressing the Council, please speak clearly and audibly and state your name and address for the record. Do you have anything, Rick?
Rick Connell, 340 Milwaukee Boulevard. I would like to know when the sign goes up to let everybody know that all the side streets are 20 miles per hour. I see the 25 mile per hour on Algona Boulevard. And
We're just working out verbiage.
sure, okay.
And then we'll order the signs. Yeah, what we don't want is this big sign, bunch of small letters. So we're trying to figure out the right phrase, right, on what to put, how to describe it. So once we figure out the verbiage, the mayor had a good suggestion. I have not had an opportunity to clear it with Zach. Once I do, we'll get the signs over.
And then, what is the total length of Algona Boulevard?
It's a little over a mile.
And
From my house down to the end is a mile, so it's a mile and an eighth.
mile and an eighth. And
Yeah.
do we know how long it took to travel it at 35 miles an hour
So
versus
no, Rick, I
25?
think you can tell us though.
Well, I can't drive it at 35 now, so I missed the opportunity. But you almost got me. Maybe in the middle of the night. I'm just curious because I'm hearing a little bit about those at home, and it just can't be that long. It's like 50 seconds different. It just can't be that big of a deal. So I thought it might be interesting for the public.
So
to know.
food for thought. I traveled it today at 2:30 in the afternoon, and I kept it at 24 miles an hour, and it took me less than a minute to get from the curb to First Avenue. So that's 2 stops.
Yeah,
So
less than that.
less than a minute.
Sure. Thank you, Chief.
Yep.
Thank you, Ray. And thank you so much for donating, and to Safeway for donating the turkeys and working with us to help with the business. We
Yeah,
appreciate it.
thank you to Safeway for doing that.
Safeway, yeah. Anything else?
Not at this time.
Okay. Thanks, Brad. Discussion items, ordinance number 1245-24, 2024 budget amendment number 2.
Good evening. This is the third read of the budget amendment. However, staff has asked that we hold this for final adoption until December 9th, just in case there are any last minute changes that need to be incorporated before the end of the year. There has been one change made since you last saw this ordinance. That's adding $35,000 to the general fund budget for costs based on the actual invoice for 2024. So we budgeted 75,000 and the actual was 110. Be happy to take questions on any of these items.
I don't have any questions, but I appreciate the highlighted sections that made it really easy
Okay.
to look for things and change. So thank you for doing that. That's pretty awesome.
on to ordinance 1247-24, that's the ordinance that we moved from. Ordinance 1247-24, permit review process.
Right. I'm hoping council remembers John from last meeting. He did a overview of this State Bill 5290. Today I got additional comments from the city attorney, so you'll see a slightly revised version for the December meeting. Nothing too crazy, just was how Zach would prefer to say it, I guess. So just to reiterate what John presented, in 2023, the Washington legislature passed State Bill 5290, a bill designed to speed up local permit review processes. Portions of the bill are already in effect but are not reflected in AMC. So the remaining portions of the bill will go into effect at the end of 2024. In an effort to increase transparency and accountability to the public, this draft ordinance is presented. That's it. Any immediate questions you'd like me to pass on to John? And I'll make sure it's a red line version for next meeting so you see Zach's edits.
That's another one, I appreciate that, I would like that kind of format.
For sure.
Move on to old business. Item A is Natural Systems Design, third contract amendment.
Are there any questions about the third amendment? Okay.
There's been no changes, right?
No changes.
I just need a motion.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the mayor's execution of the third amendment to Natural Systems Design Consultant Agreement for the David E. Hill Memorial Wetland Preserve Project. Can we make those titles any longer?
I'll second.
You know, I typed in it and I'm like, I feel like this is a shorter way to say this, but.
I'll second.
Any question? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Passed. Ordinance and resolutions. Item A is ordinance number 1244-24, 2025 property tax.
There have been no changes since the last time you saw this ordinance. This is the third read, and as a reminder, it must be approved tonight, as the deadline is Wednesday to get this back to King County. Council may approve a 1% increase, a 0% increase, or something in between. The ordinance is drafted assuming a 1% increase. If anyone would like to make a motion for a 0% or something else, I can give you sample language, and we can adopt it that way if you'd like. As a reminder, the impact on a median home in Algona is $3.35 per year. And this is just for the city's portion of the property tax levy, which accounts for approximately 7% of your total tax bill.
I make a motion to approve ordinance 1244-24, 2025 property tax as written in the ordinance.
A second.
A motion and a second. Any questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Ordinance number 1246-24, final 2025 budget.
So this is the third read of the budget. In fact, I think it's the fourth touch because we presented the budget without an ordinance the first time around. And it's up for adoption tonight. You could choose to adopt in December if you prefer. There have been a few changes since the last version. So some shifting of staff time around, moving the code enforcement function from the utility superintendent to the police department. What this does is moves a portion, approximately 28% of the utility superintendent's salaries and benefits back to the utility funds, to stormwater specifically, while utilizing police, which we already have budgeted to provide the code enforcement. That saves about $33,000 to the general fund budget, increasing the storm budget the same amount. The second change is adding the police clerk position back at a 0.5 FTE. So that position was eliminated from the budget, the preliminary budget, and each version you've seen has a budget balancing effort. It is now proposed to add that back at a cost of approximately $36,000 a year to the general fund. And the last change is to increase the court budget from $75,000 to $100,000 based on the actual bill that we received for 2024. So these changes result in an increase to the overall general fund shortfall, bringing it to just over $131,000. As a reminder, we have two one-time expenses in there, the contribution to the street project as a match and $30,000 for a partial debt service payment on City Hall. The remaining shortfall is truly an ongoing operational shortfall that you'll carry into the next budget cycle. That's just over $50,000. So it does kind of set us back from where you'd like to be going in terms of having a perfectly balanced budget. Your ending fund balance still will meet the minimum fund balance target, so we set that at 10%, anticipating it to be about 13% at the end of 2025. So it's within the policy, getting close to where we would want it to be. I'd be happy to take questions on any of this. As a reminder, you can approve the budget as a whole or approve it with recommended changes.
I make a motion to approve ordinance 1246-24 for final 2025 budget.
I'll second.
Any questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Nay. Pass. Ordinance 1241-24, traffic impact fee.
Alright, there's been no changes since the last review. Are there any questions about fees?
Make a motion, we approve resolution 1286-24. No.
Have a motion and a second.
That's the wrong.
He did the wrong one.
No.
On my end.
1241-24. It's the traffic fee.
I understand.
Thank you.
There we go. Nothing's changed?
Nothing's changed.
Make a motion to approve ordinance 1241-24.
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second to approve ordinance number 1241-24, traffic impact fees. Any questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion 1286-24, City of Auburn decant facility agreement.
Again, no changes.
Make a motion to approve resolution 1286-24. I'll second.
Have a motion and a second to approve resolution 1286-24, City of Auburn decant facility agreement. Any questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Ordinance number 1248-24, establishing code interpretation process.
Alright, so the state requires all municipalities to have a code interpretation process in their code. It has come to our attention while dealing with a developer here in town who disagreed with one of the situations we had with them recently on how to read code. And so Zach was like, yeah, well, there's this process you can do. And then he's looking through and, oh, we got to get this process in place. So this is what that's doing. It's getting this process in place, something we should have had for years now. So yeah, are there any immediate questions, concerns?
So is it really that time sensitive that we have to waive the pre-test rule?
I would say so for this particular situation. We can keep talking to this gentleman though if we need to, if it doesn't get passed tonight. I think staff can handle it either way.
I'm not really in favor of waiving the pre-test rule. I mean, but I'm just one person.
I think it's fine. If you want to hold off, that's okay.
If something changed between now and the next meeting, we can also hit it there too.
You can look at it.
If something new came up with the situation.
So we have a situation in hand right now.
I talked to him today.
Needs an interpretation.
No, we thought he might get to that point, and I spoke with him today.
Mayor, just keep details till very minimum, please.
Okay. Anyway, I don't, I'll just tell you that I don't think it's necessary that it would be. So, we'll bring it back up.
Just table it now.
and deal with it.
So probably a motion to,
Make a motion, we table the motion for to approve ordinance 1248-24 to the next meeting.
I will second your motion.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Thank you. Anything for the good of the order?
The next workshop,
Yeah,
Bill has something he would like on the agenda.
yeah, one of our residents brought up the rebate that the city to the north has. It's a $50 rebate they give to replace their outdated toilets for water efficiency. This is not granted through the state, this is actually written into a comp plan for the city, and they actually give up to $50 depending on how much of a savings each flush will be. You know, if you get the new ones, 1.1, I think is what they are. They just give it right out of the utility fund, a $50 rebate. But it's written in the code, and I think that may be what we should be doing here, because really, if you add, you probably add up on a couple of hands how many of these toilets are left. And it's an incentive to save water, it's a lot of compensation. I can talk about that on the next one.
Yeah. So we gotta make sure that Chris is involved.
I stopped by and talked to first.
You mentioned it to me.
what city was that?
Sorry?
What city was doing that?
The one to the north.
Auburn.
Kent.
Oh, okay.
I didn't see anything from Auburn, or anything like that.
I just wonder how you're gonna, how do you know how old your facility, I know the house, but you know what I'm saying?
I'm not sure if the toilets themselves has the number on it, but it doesn't meet today's standards. It needs to be replaced with a water reducing. And then what they do is they just bring in the receipt and say this is when I replace my work. And they get reimbursed.
It's RJ, it's 3 times every time.
I think it will help with our public works guy. certain years, I mean, there's definitely years amended the code. Obviously, we'll probably have a lot of people come forward saying, yeah, I did it 2 years ago, but I think you gotta set the starting